you want to know? Do you want to know? Best sports analysis, latest news, footnote sports stream. Do you want to know? Do you want to know? Best sports analysis, latest news, footnote sports stream.
Hello viewers, welcome back to another episode of Footnote Sports Stream. And as you know, anytime we take our seat, we bring you the details of what is going on around the football world. And today we promised you, as soon as Coach Otto brings out the 26-man squad, the Black Stars 26-man squad for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022, we are going to react. And today we have Mohammed and Abeku online, and we are going to see if this 20-man squad, they are solid for this World Cup. And we are not going to waste much time. And viewers, if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please click on the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so that anytime we upload a video, you will get it quick. All right, right straight to my guest online. Abeku, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you, MC?
I'm doing good. Hello, Mohammed. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mohammed, how are you doing?
How about you? I'm okay, by God's message. Yourself?
I'm good. Okay, so
That's fine.
yeah. So Mohammed, just yesterday, Coach Otto Addo just named his Black Stars 26-man squad, and as you can see, I want to share that on the screen so that you get to. Oh, I think you all have the squad, right? You all have the squad. So
Yes,
yes. So I'll just run through the list, then we discuss if this 26-man squad, they are solid for this World Cup, and we just talk about 15 minutes, and we are out of here. All right. So yeah, I can see Mohammed is having some challenges. So Abeku, I'm just going to run through the list, then we see what we can say about, because there are a whole lot of issues surrounding this 26-man squad. Some are saying there are some kind of bribes, some kind of all sorts of things. So let's see what is going to happen. All right. So the Black Stars 26-man squad released by Coach Otto Addo, and we got this from City Sports. Okay, so on the goalkeeper side, we have Abdul Manaf Nuruddin, Ibrahim Danlad, Lawrence Atizigi. Okay, and the defenders, we have Alexander Jiku, Daniel Amate, Joseph Aidu, Mohamed Salisu, Tarek Lamti, Dennis Odoy, Abdul Babaraman, Gideon Mensah, Ali Seidu, and we have Elisha Owusu, Thomas Partey, Osman Bukhari, Abdul Salis Samet, Daniel Efriye Bani, Kamal Sowa, Andrew Ayew, Mohamed Kudus, Daniel Kofichire, Abdul Fattah Isayaku, Kamaldeen Sulemana, Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo, and Jordan Ayew. So I'm going to start with Mohammed. Mohammed, what do you think about this list, this 26-man squad?
Well, a very good afternoon to your cherished viewers.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to say, I know a lot of Ghanaians have been torn between whether Otto Addo named a quality squad for the World Cup or not. Well, per my submission, I think that about 90% of the current players or the informed players that we have is what Coach Otto Addo called up for the World Cup. But that notwithstanding, you know that definitely there will be one or two hitches or issues here and there. And let's not take the fact that it's everywhere. In fact, even with Brazil, England, all over the world, anytime a squad for the World Cup is mentioned, there are some people who have to rise up to give their opinions. Let me just go straight to the details of the squad. with respect to defense, I think the goalkeeping department, I think that without the injuries that we recorded in the last minutes of the call-up, we would have been seeing Wallacott and then Richard Ofori. But due to the fact that these two keepers in the 9 minutes of the call-up had they received some injuries, we had to just resort to relying on Danlad Ibrahim and then Atizigui.
But with Danlad, there have been concerns that he's supposed to go because he's doing well in the GH Premier League, right?
Yeah, I think this with Danlad issue, that is where we always have to say that the power of social media is really, really working in this generation because there are a lot of fans who voted for Danlad Ibrahim ahead of even the other two keepers that were called.
Okay.
And so if at the end of the day, injuries have given him that niche, that edge to gain that spot to be able to represent the country at the World Cup, I think it's kudos to him, and he's a lucky guy. He's one of the luckiest guys I've met because just 7 days or some few days to the call-up, we just heard that Wallacott is injured. That is quite strange and very, very difficult to take. But then who are we? Those are things of nature. We can't accept it, or we have to accept it just as it is. Now with defense, I think we all expected what we had. The squad, Barbara Rahman, the likes of Jiku, and those are the those are the players we have at that particular department as of now. Now with midfield, that is where I have a little bit of issues because the like of Schlopp and then Joseph Pencil as well as Majid Ashmeru, a lot of us would have loved to see these players at the World Cup, but then they've been left out. Those are the questions we are asking. Why is that informed players that's like these three, Majid Ashmeru, Jeffrey Schlopp, and then Joseph Pencil, why would these three players be left out, even including Baba Idrisu? But we know that Baba Idrisu had some knocks, and so his is quite understandable. But even with that, I think he was expected to get better in the matter of days before maybe we kickstart in the World Cup. But then he was left out. And that is one of the things that really baffles my mind with respect to Schlopp, Joseph Pencil, and then Majid Ashmeru. Why are these players so much on form, but yet they were not called up to the Black Stars? I think that is one of the questions that a lot of Ghanaians, and including myself, and I know even you yourself, you are quite confused as to why these players were not called. But when given the chance to respond to why he didn't take these players, he was of the views that he wanted a balance, and the fact that, I mean, the response was not the best for us, but then who are we? Yet the squad has been mentioned, so the ones that we have at hand now, that's what we are supposed to support and then make sure that we move on. At the striking or the forward department, I personally, I would have loved to see Afenajan at the World Cup, to be honest with you. See, there were times that we were lacking. In fact, we were lacking at that forward position. This guy stepped in. I remember our game against Nigeria, how he came in, stood on these defenders, pulling, moving up and down, killing himself for us. In fact, he was one of the reasons why we were able to go through the World Cup. We relied on him at a particular point. And I think that we leaving him at this crucial moment, fine. All these 26 squad are not going to play. But that exposure, the first exposure we can give to this youngster, if he has that experience, how he's going to affect that in his future aspirations, I think it's going to help us. We shouldn't have made it look like the fact that he has moved to Cremonese and he's not getting a lot of time. We should sideline him. It was one of the, wackest, sorry for my language, or one of the decisions that I didn't really, really like. We should have taken Afenajan. At least he will have that experience. Maybe in the next 4 years, these are the players that we are going to rely on. And so he being left out, I really don't think, because look at Ishaku. Ishaku is one player that doesn't get enough playing time at his club, but yet he has been called up. the Blasters. So we can't say that based on the fact that Afenajan had
Okay. So it seems we're having a little bit of connect. Okay. All right. So I think we are back.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. I can hear you.
Okay. So let me just conclude on that. To be honest with you, I think that our 90%, just as I started, 90% of the squad is what we have. But then that notwithstanding, that 10% is what has really created some quagmire or some, will I say, pandemonium in the country at the moment. And so we will look forward to just accepting it and then giving them the maximum support so that at the end of the day, glory becomes our part as far as this World Cup is concerned.
All right.
And so if you ask of my view, that's what I think.
Okay. Thank you, Mohammed.
I can present here.
Thank you, Mohammed. Yeah. All right. So, Abeku, what is your view about this Black Stars 26-man squad?
Anyway, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my view on this particular matter. And largely, I agree with what my fellow Pandit Mohammed is saying, that the squad can be 100%. The 26 players scored out of the 55. Most Ghanaians or majority of Ghanaians feel like there's been a little injustice for, I think, 2 or 3 players who were supposed to be included based on their forms that they've displayed for their respective class, their clubs, and based on the conference, or based on the questions that our coach Otuado answered during the setup when he was about to announce the squad, we realized that clearly Coach Otuado is not in control over the selection, because some of the excuses why certain players weren't called were kind of like, I don't know, it just beat my imagination.
Right? They weren't clear.
Yeah, it wasn't clear at all. Trust me. It was giving some childish, I bet to give about childish excuses,
okay.
Very shoddy answers about, oh, this player is this player is that. But the most important thing is that they are informed. Okay, informed players. And one typical player we can single out is Baba Rahman, because Baba Rahman's form in Blasters has been poor. Baba Rahman's performance in club level too is
questionable, right?
Low average. So, yeah. So if you have a player like Schrock, who is playing almost 98% of game in England, facing big players that you are going to face them in the World Cup, then how can you miss that mark? And Pencil, the record and all that, he has better goal scoring record than most of the midfield. If you take out Partey, who is also, I think, has scored like 4 goals for Arsenal, he has scored like 6 goals and made about almost 4 assists. That's Pencil. So how can you drop such a player who is playing the same league with Elisha Owusu, who has scored, I think, 1 goal and made only like 2 assists? So it's very questionable. That shows clearly that Coach Otuado is not in control over the Blaster selection. And I don't know what to say, but I think this is the best that he thinks he can do based on the influence that the GFAs, there are a lot of hands in this particular 26 selection. Players have to bring their, agencies and all that. And it is true. That's the reality, unless we don't want to speak the truth.
Okay.
So the truth is that this is not clearly Coach Otuado's 26 final selection, but what can we do? I think we have to just support the team now and just hope that they are able to get a point or 3 points or win a game. But it's very difficult for them. The future is clear.
Okay. All right. So, should we say, let's use the Switzerland game to justify the means or justify the ends? Let's listen to Mohammed. Then we are going to wrap everything up. Hello, Mohammed. Are you there? Hello, Mohammed. All right. So, Kingsley, I'll be able to you.
Hello, can you hear me? Really?
Yeah, Mohammed, we can hear you now. Yes, we have.
Please.
Hello,
Can you come
Mohammed.
again? I didn't get the question.
Yeah, I'm saying, should we use the Switzerland
Can you hear
game,
me?
the Switzerland game, to justify the means of we having, let's say, chances upon qualifying from the group stage? Like we are going to use the Switzerland game to see if we are really ready for the World Cup.
Well, the Switzerland game is actually a game that I expect Otuado to come up with, will I say, a prototype or a template of whatever we are going to see in the World Cup. He is supposed to show us, give us some reason to believe that our squad are ready to face any team in the World Cup. And so I expect him to come up in terms of formation. He's supposed to present to us what he's going to use at the World Cup. In terms of the players, first 11, everything, tactics. He's supposed to, the keeper department, because at the end of it looks like now we don't have a first keeper. We are just going to see these three, any one of them could represent, but it looks like that's one of the departments that we are really, really going to find some difficulties. And so I think that we in Switzerland should be like a prototype, a template of whatever we are going to see in the World Cup. So I expect him to use his formation, his squad, his first 11. He should be able to do that. He shouldn't go and do that Matra style of coaching with Switzerland. No, he should be very emphatic and objective. This is my squad. This is the players I'm going to use, and he should start using them right from now, so that at the end of the day, we know that we are getting prepared for the World Cup. And so, if you ask me about the Switzerland game, a lose is not going to be the best for us. We need to either draw or win that game to boost the confidence of the team. And so he should need to use his best players on that day.
All right. So Abeku, what are your final conclusion on this? And I know next week we will have to.
For me. For me, I think the Switzerland game shouldn't be the final indicator to try and know our performance in the World Cup, but we are expecting him to name his first 11. Okay, at least for the first 45 minutes, let us see our first 11. Let us see our first formation. Then you can use the second half to try and be like, okay, if I'm leading the first half, how am I going to approach the second half? If I'm losing the first half, how am I going to approach the second half? So this is a very good opportunity for Coach Otuado to give us a sneak peek of what our team can do when we are down in the first half. What system can he play in the second half? What type of substitution can he do to try and change the situation? If you are leading, what formation is he going to play to protect the lead and all that? So I think it's a very good opportunity for him to prove to Ghanaians that he's tactically up there and he can compete with the likes of the coaches of Portugal, Uruguay, and Korea, because it's not going to be an easy group. It's not going to be an easy group at all. So let's just hope for the best, and let's hope that the players show up for the game, and they shouldn't be afraid of injury. You know, some of them might play safe because of injury, because the World Cup is around the corner, and they wouldn't like to injure themselves in this one game.
That is also another point. Yeah. All right, so viewers, if you're watching on this Footnote Sports stream, and we always bring you the best, and we always bring you what is going on around the football world. So if you are listening to us and you are watching us, we're discussing the Black Stars 26-man squad for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022, and we just wrapped up, and probably we will be bringing you another episode before the Switzerland game, and I know we are going to dive deep into the first 11 selection, and also how Coach Otuado is going to face the Switzerland game before the World Cup. All right, so once again, Footnote Sports stream, and I had Mohammed and Abeku online with me. All right, so once again, Mohammed, Abeku, thank you for gracing this episode, and we'll meet again in our next episode to discuss the Switzerland game. All right, viewers, it's our time. See you and bye-bye.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know? Best sports analysis, latest news, Footnote Sports Stream.